All right, guys. So I'm here to give like a little update about the interview that I had at Office Max today. This is really gonna be towards like the people that I speak to like off of YouTube. So it's gonna be more of an update towards like the one or two people that are actually aware of uh, of what I was planning on doing, today. So, anyways, let's get into it. So it's actually a bit wild for me in regards to like what they told me, but I'm gonna say it anyways. Office Max ended up being a bust, unsurprisingly. So let me get into this with my notes that I put down together, so I wouldn't have the rest, so I don't have to spend like the entire video stumbling on my words and whatnot. So today, which is Wednesday, I came into the store at like 12:30 ish. And I walked into this interview thinking like, all right, cool. This is finally going to be my escape from working at a restaurant, and maybe this will probably be life finally giving me a break for once, right? And and so like I talked to the clerk, and I told him like, hey, I'm looking to speak to so and so, the general manager, and he was like, oh yes, he's right there. I'll let him know you're here on the radio thing real quick. So he informs them that I'm here, and and after like 10-20 minutes, he the general manager he introduces himself to me briefly, and we both went to the back of the store where there was like a bunch of like desks and chairs and stuff that are at. And I'm thinking, I was like thinking to myself, I'm like thinking to myself, am I gonna go to this guy's office, or what's gonna happen? Nope. We ended up going to this one section at the back of the store where there was like desks and chairs at, right, where there was like a bunch of desks and chairs at that were like on display, ready to be purchased by somebody. So we sit in like the display tables and chairs and whatnot, right? And I sit down with the manager, and it was basically like your standard questions, like, oh, do you have experience working customer service? And I'm like, yes, I do. I work. I mean, I've worked customer service oriented jobs for the past 8 years. So, and he asked me how do I handle pressure, and I basically told him that, oh, I'm no stranger to chaos. I mean, that's basically what I do all the time. Constantly having to pick up forward momentum, and the guy was laughing because he knew what he was, because he understands what it's like, and it was like, all right, cool, we're finally getting something going. We're actually like having like a human moment here, right? And then this guy shows up, and then this other guy shows up, and his name is well, now I'm gonna say his name. And then his other guy shows up, and he decides to put in his 2 cents about a bunch of stuff. Well, first the general manager, he told me that Office Max was doing terrible for a while until they got bought out by this company named Atlas. And supposedly ever since they got bought out by Atlas, apparently they're doing better now, which I'm like, okay, you guys are doing good. All right, I'll trust your judgment on that. And I was trusting his judgment on that at first until like the other guy came in and they were talking about the hours, what days I'm willing to work, all this and that, right? And so the other guy basically just to summarize it, he basically said that, the other guy, he basically decided to butt in on the interview that I had with the general manager, and he was like, "Oh yeah, we're looking for people with open availability." So I'm just like, okay, just standard retail bullshit. And then he follows it up with we actually need someone who can work 5 to 6 days a week, and I'm just like, 5 to 6 for minimum wage? Are you fucking serious? It said on your website that this position specifically, which was for copy and print, specifically, it said on the website that this job position for copy and print was part time. That this was a part time job, or I'm only working like 20 hours, like around 20 hours a week. And now I'm at this interview, and now you guys are telling me the contrary to the job posting that I've applied to. So it's like, okay, that's already a red flag, because now you guys are lying to applicants, saying that the job is a part-time job, just to go all full mask off and just say that, and basically just go, oh yeah, it's actually a full-time job. And actually our schedules. Oh, and actually the schedule for this position isn't flexible either, even though it says on our website that we do offer flexible schedules, which, yeah, that's a lie too. And in my head, I'm already like thinking to myself, oh hell no. I mean, look, even though my job working at a restaurant fucking sucks, at least my restaurant offers flexibility. At least the restaurant is willing to offer me, you know, a flexible schedule, willing to work with me and not against me, right? I mean, it's basically just this fucking restaurant job that I'm working at, but with fucking printer ink. So I'm just kind of like, you basically want me to work as a full-time manager then, right? But pay me like a part-time intern. That's ridiculous. And then the general manager, he chimes in. Well, this was before like the other guy came in, right? I also forgot to mention this. So the general manager, right? He also was talking about the uniform shirts. He basically told me that you have to go buy your own uniform shirts. What? I have to buy my own uniform shirts? What the fuck? What company does that? I thought Atlas saved your asses from going bankrupt and extinct as a company. I thought you guys were doing better with Atlas. Like what do you mean that I, as an employee, have to pay for my own uniforms? I never had any other company do this except for Office Max. You know, all the restaurants that I worked at, they always gave me they always gave me uniforms for free. Why? Because these jobs actually valued me as an employee. Even though, yes, these places suck. Even though these places also don't offer the best pay. At least they valued me as an employee enough to give me, you know, free uniform shirts to wear. So you want me to pay you so I can work for you? Because they also gave me like two options. I can either buy their uniform shirts off their store, or I can go to, you know, Target, Walmart, whatever, and buy like 5 or 6 red polo shirts for God knows how much, because, you know, inflation just being inflation, right? I mean, this is literally just, I mean, like again, another red flag, another fucking red flag. And the funniest part, right, is that they were actually impressed that me, right, I actually know Office 360. And so Office 360, that's Microsoft Word, PowerPoint, Microsoft Excel, all that, you know, all that's part of Office 360. So the other guy, he was actually impressed that I actually knew Office 360, and I'm like, yeah, he was actually surprised. I'm like, why would y'all be surprised? I mean, doesn't everybody grow up with this software? Like, why are you guys surprised? I mean, like, but yeah, but I basically told them that yeah, I know how to set up a document on Microsoft Word. I know how to type on Microsoft Word. I know how to add page numbers. I know how to add hanging indentions. I know how to indent. I know how to add double spacing, index, headers, footers, all that shit. I know how to do all that. And they were like, wow, congratulations to me for knowing how to open Word. Does that mean I get to work 4 days instead of 6? No. All right. I mean, at one point, right? You know, in my mind, I was already thinking to myself, oh hell no, yeah, this is not a place that I want to work at. You know, I'd rather just stick to the restaurant that I'm currently working at. You know, it's basically the same shit. I mean, what this is that at this point it wasn't really like a job interview. It was basically just a short preview of hell. And I'm sitting here this whole time like, yeah, totally, that sounds great, while my soul is just already mentally is already like exiting the building already with this shit. And mentally, I basically walked out of there like, oh, thank you for your time, but I'm actually choosing to actually have a life and not basically live to work for Office Max. So thank you for that. I mean, like, I'm not about to kill myself for a job that pays $2 more by the hour, and they won't even give me a free shirt. I'm just like, what company does that? The fact that they expect me to have an open availability, the fact that they want me to, yeah, the fact that they want me to have an open availability, even though it says specifically on their website that the position is part-time, and now they're lying to me by saying something else. That's already a red flag. That's already a red flag, because that basically tells me that the fact that they want me to have an open availability, that's basically them telling me that they don't respect my time. They don't respect that. They don't respect the fact that I have a life outside of that store. They don't respect my boundaries. They don't respect the fact that I have a life out of the store, if I haven't said that already. And they basically just want me to pretty much live to work for Office Max. And yeah, I already knew instantly that yeah, this is obviously not for me. This is a complete waste of fucking time. Yeah, this interview was a complete waste of time. I basically drove 14 to 15 minutes to this location for no fucking reason. Basically, I just got my time wasted for nothing. Oh yeah, also, to add even more insult to injury, right? My general manager, he didn't even have he didn't even bother to print out my resume to have on him. So that's another red flag. Couldn't even be bothered to print out my resume. You know. I'm pretty sure he even forgot that I was supposed to come in today, which is also another red flag. So, oh, what surprised me too was that the general manager, he actually recognized me. He asked me. Yeah, he told me like, hey, you look familiar. Haven't I seen you somewhere before? I was like, oh yeah, I used to come here a lot when I used to be in school. I used to get stuff printed in the printing section. And he's like, oh, okay. Oh yeah, that's another thing too, right about the printing section, about the copy and print. Turns out this is also like another lie. So I applied to this position thinking that I was only going to be working in that said area only. Turns out that was a complete fucking lie. He actually, both the general manager and the guy that he was working with, they were both like basically telling me that no, you're not only going to be working, copy and print, you're also going to be doing like all types of different stuff, all types of different things around the store. And I'm like, okay, that's another red flag, because I only applied specifically for the copy and print position, and now you guys want me to do everything around the store. And to add even more insult to injury, you want me to learn. You expect me to learn and adapt to all this stuff around the store, and still pay me 13, and still only pay me 13 by the hour. Yeah, that's bullshit. I mean, if that's the case, I'd rather just stay at my current restaurant. I mean, I'd rather stay at my current job that I'm at, where I'm basically doing the same thing and still getting paid shit and still getting paid the same amounts. Yeah, if you guys are gonna be doing all that, I might as well just stay at the restaurant that I'm currently working at, because it's the same bullshit over there, But anyways, this is all I gotta say. Office Max was a complete bust, unsurprisingly so, and I'm really hoping that my local college actually pulls through, and we can have an interview going, and actually answer the questions successfully, and they'll actually hire me, and I actually work out of college and actually get paid real fucking money for a change. So yeah, that's the update of my life right now, and yeah, I'll catch up with you guys on the next one. Goodbye.